This is the plaintiff, Tyresha Brown. She says she met the plaintiff on a dating app called Fish, and the louse owes her $100, and she's suing him here today in the name of justice and principle. That's right. She hopes the Honorable Judge Millian will teach the defendant a lesson and award her the money he owes her because she works hard for her money. This is the defendant, Kenneth Turner. He says the plaintiff just got out of jail for beating up her former boyfriend and needed a place to stay, so he told her she could stay with him. They agreed she would pay him $360 a month towards rent. She only gave him the $100. Then he discovered she was hiding a dog in the closet and it peed on the rug. Bottom line, the plaintiff turned out to be a huge troublemaker. She left, and the $100 he got was for the time she lived there. He's accused of being fishy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff met the defendant on the Plenty of Fish dating app and says he stiffed her on a loan. But the defendant says the plaintiff had just gotten out of jail. He helped her out. It's the case of Suhi.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome.
Tyresha Brown,
Yeah.
you are suing Kenneth Turner for $100 that you paid him to rent the place and he wouldn't give you a key. Explain.
Yes, Your Honor. That's pretty much what sums it all up. I met Kenneth about a year ago, and
How did you meet him?
we were on a dating website. And,
Called?
It was called PLF, Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish?
Yeah, it's pretty popular.
It is. No, I've heard of it. I heard of it. What's your? How do you rate it? Do you like it?
No.
No.
Not
Okay.
anymore.
As dating services go, or you just don't like dating services?
You know what? I just think that I'm okay with communicating with people, over the internet. It's
You are
concerned-
okay with it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't want to.
So do you like the site or you don't like the site?
I don't like the site anymore.
Okay.
No.
All right. Is there another way to date on the internet that's not an internet a dating site? That could you?
I don't know. Maybe you can be hooked up mutually through someone.
Yeah, we'll just call that meeting, like meeting in person, like you just meet the person. Try it. It's really, no, listen, I think it's the most efficient thing in the world. It's a functional equivalent. It's a modern day equivalent of my bar. I met every guy I ever dated at a bar, and now, that's a little harder. So it's great. Anyway, so you two meet, but you stay friends, I guess.
Yeah. When we first met.
Did you ever date or no?
No, we didn't date each other.
There's
no.
that many fish. Okay. So you didn't date, but you stayed friendly, and then you needed a place to stay. Why?
Yeah. What happened was a situation occurred.
Just give me an
where
idea.
I lost my apartment.
Okay, so you go over there, or you talk to him, and he says you can stay with me, help with the rent, and the agreement is you're going to pay how much?
$360 a month.
And then how are you going to pay that $360?
The agreement when I got there was that I would be able to pay him in installments. And
Oh, did he think you were going to pay the $360, and then you got there and said, I don't have $360?
well, no, he just said pay $360, and then when I got there, I said, okay, will you allow me to pay you $100 now, and I'll give you the rest throughout the month. He said okay. He said that was
Okay.
fine.
So then what happens? How does it go wrong, and how quickly?
I noticed when I first got there, he didn't give me a key to the apartment so that I would be able to come and go. As I
Where were you
pleased.
staying physically?
In the room, the vacant room that
He had a vacant bedroom? Mm-hmm. Okay, did you ask him for a key?
I did ask him for a key.
When did you ask him for a key?
Pretty much the entire time that I was
What
there.
would he
I
say
was-
to you?
Yeah, he would just say, I'll have the key for you on Monday. When Monday came, I didn't get a key. I asked him, what was going on. Still nothing.
Well, what would he say?
He said that I was being dramatic and asking for, I guess, too much.
When did he say you're being overly dramatic?
Maybe after the third or fourth time that I asked for the key.
And that was how many days in?
4 to 5 days.
So and what does the argument consist of? You come in and you ask for a key and he says you're being dramatic?
No, what happened was I came in and that's when she was with me.
Come on up.
I was gonna do her hair.
Okay.
And I noticed when I went into the bedroom that he had took the light out of the bedroom. So there was no way for me to,
What do you mean by the
see-
light?
Well, there's a lamp instead of an actual like light switch.
Okay, so he had taken the lamp out of your bedroom?
Right, he took it out. I figured, why was he going in there without me knowing that he was going in there, number one. And number two, if he was going to take the lamp out, I felt like he should have at least communicated with me and let me know. Oh, bring your own lamp. So what happened was he overheard me telling her that I felt like he was trying to make me uncomfortable, to make me want to leave or, move out, whatever. And then that's when he approached the door and he was like, oh, I want you to get out now, get your stuff and get out. And he called the police.
The police? What did the police say?
Well, they asked about the situation.
Did the police make you leave or you were ready to leave at that point anyway?
I feel like they made me leave.
What's going on? What was the problem? Why can't you give a tenant a key?
Oh, well, I got 2 keys out already.
You know how to make a key?
Yeah.
It's not like the 2 keys, you put them together in a drawer overnight and they have a baby.
Well, my friend got a key. I got a key.
Sweetheart, you take the key, you go to Home Depot or whatever your local place is, and then you get a key. It takes 20 minutes.
I wasn't about to make another key out there. Like my friend got one, I got one.
Who's your friend?
He had his stuff in the room that she was sleeping in already.
This meaning it was there while she was there?
It was there before she ever arrived, and she already knew it was his stuff, which the lamp that she complained about was his.
What do you mean you're not about to make another key? Of course you are. If you're renting a room out to somebody, you got to give them a key.
No, because it wasn't supposed to be a rent. She wanted to push her money on me. I said you could stay here because she claimed she was sleeping in her car. She would get in hotels. I said you could stay here for free. You know what I'm saying? Got an extra room back there. You could stay there. You don't need to put your money into a hotel.
And she just pushed her money on you?
Yeah, she was like, okay, how much you want to do? No, I'm going to pay some and this and that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, how much you want? She said, how much you want? I said, $360.
Oh, you had a number even though you wanted her to stay for free?
No, I mean, I'm like, okay,
okay, that's what we call rent, pal. If you're charging her to stay in the place, it's rent. I don't understand why she couldn't have a key.
Better to meet somebody on a dating app or in a bar?
I think there are pros and cons to each one, and it really depends on the person.
You had to choose.
If I had to choose, honestly, I would go with the dating app because for me, there's no, I wouldn't know how drunk a person is or isn't when I meet them at a bar, but if I meet them on a dating app, there's a little bit more potential for me to have a conversation with them beforehand.
And then they show up drunk, going inside the courtroom.
There's also a trial error still. Because like I said, she had other complications that she was doing playing games. Like before she ever came in, it was $360. But when she finally get her, I just got out of jail. I got to pay everybody else their money. Like, okay,
is that what it was? You got evicted from jail?
I had bailed out of jail over something that I wasn't even supposed to be in jail for.
You bailed out of jail or you've been released from a sentence?
I was bailed out.
Okay, go on.
Police came and got involved because of her attitude. Like me and
Well,
my
who
friend,
called the police?
on the day of my birthday,
Who
I
called
called
the
police.
That was your birthday?
Yeah, on the day of my birthday, she come in with her friend. She's supposed to do her friend her, I'm guessing. Like I said, the lamp don't belong to me. It's my friend lamp. We were playing dominoes in the living room. She passed us, went to the room. I started hearing her talking out loud, screaming, cursing me out and something like that. I turned the music down. Then me and my friend were playing. I'm like, who she talking to? She talking to me? Because I wasn't for sure if she was on the phone or she was talking about me. Then once I turned the music down, I heard something like, that motherfucker hear me. Low-key cursed me out. I'm like, so I went in like, what's the problem? I'm like, there's an issue here. Then she thought, don't be walking up on me again. Like, what? I'm like, yeah, get your stuff and go.
Okay. Fine. Everything you're saying up to now, technically you got to evict her. But if you can get away with not evicting her by asking her to go and she leaves, that's great. Why don't you return her $100? That's the only thing I'm here about is that you don't return the $100. If she pays to live there, she's a tenant.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with returning the $100.
Well, what are you talking about? You obviously have a problem because you haven't, because that's why we're here. So tell me why it is you get to keep the $100.
First of all, she had a dog that wasn't supposed to be in there.
A dog?
Yeah, she had the dog in the closet.
Was the dog actually in the closet?
He was in the closet for 1 second.
What does that mean?
The whole time. The dog was running around the apartment. He was in the kitchen. I'm pretty sure he knows the dog name.
What kind of dog is this?
He's a Chihuahua.
Not to mention, she didn't take the dog out to use the restroom. She was there for 4 days. I know, didn't leave no.
My friend, I hear everything you're saying. You made all the right decisions. I mean, if she's harshing your buzz, and it's a trial period, and all these things are going wrong, fine. Ask her to leave. She leaves. You're done. It's your birthday. Shouldn't be getting into an argument on your birthday or having somebody trash talking in your house on your birthday. Everything is fine until you didn't give the $100. Then you made me go through all this. I'm like the police when you make the police run. I don't like it. Okay? Why would you, you have no right to keep the lady's $100 when you kicked her out and didn't give her a key. Don't you see that? Can you imagine if you paid rent that you and a landlord agreed on, and the landlord kept saying, yeah, I'll give you a key. And then the landlord didn't, and said, get out, and then said, no, I'm not gonna return your rent. Sounds like garbage when you're the victim, right? Get back this lady's $100, verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
All that over $100.
I know, petty, right?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a little money. It's a lot of principle going on here too. Why'd you fight so hard for this 100?
I mean, I didn't fight for it. I mean, you come to court, you just go.
You just go with it. You didn't want to turn over that money to her.
It's petty. I mean, $100. Come on.
Okay, so you
laugh at that.
What about your decision to let her in the first place?
Bad decision. Definitely bad decision. I mean, like I said.
You don't like Chihuahuas?
Nah, I mean, come on, they stink. And then, you know what I'm saying, either her or the dog, one of them.
Okay. Okay, right down this way. All right, so step on in here, and you had to go through all this for that?
Unfortunately, I did.
Well, he was trying to reach out and do a good thing for you, though. At first?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I feel that he had a motive the whole time. And a lot of the stuff that he said was a lie, but
Okay.
like, I don't, that's...
What was his motive the whole time that you just said?
I think he's trying to scheme and scam out of money. Like, why would you rent a room to someone that's already occupied? I don't know.
Already got...
Okay, look, I gotta say this. I mean, sometimes people don't pay when they should pay just on principle. At a point, you gotta think about it. Do you owe the money? It doesn't matter standing on principle. If you owe the money, pay it and move on.